As we enter the second half of the days of Shovavim, the Parshas of Yisro, Mishpatim, Truma, and Tetzaveh, the Parshas take on a new part of the journey of Klal Yisro from being Avdei Paroi to becoming Avdei Hashem. Whereas the first four Parshas, Shmos, Va'era, Bayam, Beshalach, are focused on the Yetziah Mimitzrayim, Klal Yisro leaving the bondage of Mitzrayim. The next four Parshas, Yisro, Mishpatim, Truma, Tetzaveh, focus on Klal Yisro clinging and becoming close to the Rebbeinu Shalom with a connection that they never had before. Klal Yisrael becomes the Va'atem Tiuli Mamleches Kohanim V'Goy Kodesh. Klal Yisrael is Mekabel the Torah, which ultimately leads Klal Yisrael to building the Mishkan. In this week's Parsha, Parshas Yisro, is when that great moment in our history of Kabbalas HaTorah takes place. Kabbalas HaTorah is the time when Klal Yisrael was elevated to a madrega that was similar to the madrega of a malach. Klal Yisrael's connection to the Rebbeinu Shalom was so strong, was so real, that Klal Yisrael Kivayachol becomes one with the Rebbeinu Shalom. As we are familiar with that famous saying of the Zohar HaKadosh, Yisrael v'oiraisa v'kudsha brichu chad hu. How does that take place? Through Kabbalas HaTorah. And the Svarim HaKadoshim teach us that the secret of Torah and of giving the Torah to Klal Yisrael is really the Rebbeinu Shalom connecting himself to us. What is Torah? Torah is Kivayachol, the thought process of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Hu v'diburei chad. And the Tanya teaches us that when a person sits and learns Torah HaKadosha, what he's really doing is, he is taking the word of Hashem, the thought process of Hashem, and making that his thought process, making the words of Hashem his words. When someone sits down to a Mishnah, to a Gemara, to a Pasuk Chumash, and he says the words, it's the words of Hashem going into him. And now his seichel, his thought process, is thinking the same thought process of the Rebbeinu Shalom Kavayachol. There is no greater connection than Limud HaTorah. Limud HaTorah is the way that a person can become a ruchniistic person. Limud HaTorah is the secret to man becoming something higher than man. And as Chazal HaKadoshim teach us, Limud HaTorah is the only way that man can overcome his Yetzer Hara. Chazal tell us, Barasi Yetzer Hara, Barasi Torah Tavlin. And the Mesilas Yesharim in Parakeh tells us that when Hashem says, I created the Yetzer Hara, and I created the Torah as the antidote against the Yetzer Hara, what Hashem means to say is, don't think that there's another way. I know what the Yetzer Hara is, says the Rebbeinu Shalom. I created him. And I am telling you that the only way how a person can elevate himself and become bigger than the Yetzer Hara and overcome his Yetzer Hara is only through the kayach of Limud HaTorah. But Meirei v'Rabbeisai, it doesn't happen overnight. I want to share with you a fascinating vart from the Heilige Zera Shimshon, Schusa Yogein Aleinu. Taisis in Masechta Shabbos brings the famous kasha. Why did the Rebbeinu Shalom have to force Klal Yisrael to accept the Torah if they already said Nasa v'Nishma? And Taisva says a very interesting teretz. Taisva says that the Hashem was scared that Klal Yisrael will be chayzer from the Nasa v'Nishma. They will step back from it because Torah was given with a fire, and maybe they will be scared of the Eisha Gedola. Very difficult words to comprehend. Are we talking about a mere fear of fire? And because of that, we're going to retract on an Asav and Ishma? Zok Zera Shimshon, a Moyer Deke Yisaid. Sagt der Zera Shimshon, why was Torah given with fire? Why was it so necessary to give the Torah with eish? Because there's another power of fire in this world. There's a Yetzer Hara that burns in every single one of us. And that Yetzer Hara is fire. It consumes a person. It takes over a person. And the only way how to fight fire is with fire. The only thing that's stronger than the fire of the Yetzer Hara is the fire of Torah HaKadoshah. And therefore Torah had to be given with eish. Zok Zera Shimshon, Klal Yisrael was ready to accept the Torah. They were ready to do that undertaking of Kabbalas HaTorah, a hard Kabbalah, but they were ready to do it. But there was one catch. Klal Yisrael was hoping and Klal Yisrael was thinking that if we're Makabel, if we jump into it, from now on it will be easy. From now on it will be a smooth ride. And the Rabbi Nachum, in giving the Torah with fire, was showing them it's not a smooth ride. The Yetzer Hara is still going to be there, and you constantly need the fire of Torah to fight the fire of the Yetzer Hara. And the Rabbi Nachum was scared that when Klal Yisrael sees that it's an ongoing battle that needs the ongoing power to fight that battle, maybe Klal Yisrael will retract and go back from their Nasa v'nishma. And therefore, Hashem had to force us into Kabbalas HaTorah. We can all relate to these words of the Zera Shimshon. We all want so strongly to become bigger, to become better, but we want it to happen easily. We want it that one time we're going to make the Kabbalah, I'm going to be a tzaddik, I'm going to be perfect, I'm going to be great, and from now on it should go easy. Look, I made that undertaking. And it doesn't work like that. We need the constant koyach of limud haTorah to fight our Yetzer Hara. Rabbi say, we're entering the 5th week of Shovavim. We're entering the week of Kabbalas HaTorah. Let us work on being mechazik our limud haTorah. Let us work on being mechazik, something extra, something special about our limud haTorah. We all learn something every day. How about we add on a little bit? One Mishnah a day for this week. Let's learn one extra Mishnah a day. Let us say the words of the Mishnah when we learn it. Let us think about what the Mishnah is saying. And that will develop us into becoming more ruchniistic people. And that will give us the koyach of the eish of Torah to combat the eish of the Yetzer Hara. Let us use the week of Kabbalas HaTorah to strengthen our Kabbalas HaTorah. And through that be zeicha to the kurva, to the Rabbeinu Shalom of Yisrael v'oiraisa v'kucha brichu chad hu.